Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Watson Michael from Ceylon Institute of English and Leadership. And today we got with us a great leader who loves sustainability. So his name is Ferenc Kis, right? So he has been working in the green sector for over 20 years and has had a passion for the environment long before it became mainstream. He built his career scaling climate change solutions and developing renewable energy projects. So, Ferenc, it's such an honor to have you here today. How are you?
Thank you, Michael, and I'm pleased to be in your show and on your channel. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So, let's talk about. We have many things going on these days. Why is sustainability important these days? And why should people practice sustainability?
I think, Michael, that these days, actually, no matter which part of the world you live, no
Mhm.
matter what profession you have or what is your income
Yes.
status, you have to face some issues regarding these disruptions in supply chain, on heat waves or shortage of water. So basically, I would call the sustainability limitations, the limitations of resources around the world, are sensible for each of us. Therefore,
Mhm.
all these people uh, are asking the questions: what should I do?
Yeah.
What myself can do? What can I do in the job? What my governments can do to
Wow.
address these challenges? So I think this is maybe the right question. Is not only why is it important,
Mm-hmm.
but how come that it became important for each of us? So yeah, this is something we all can address.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that clear explanation, crystal clear explanation. So the next one is like, what are the important things we need to do to solve the climate crisis, which is happening these days?
You see, again, the question can be addressed to individuals,
Mm-hmm.
to the companies where you work, to the
Yes.
governments
Mm-hmm.
who do you vote, or the municipalities
Uh-huh.
in the community where you live. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the right
Yes.
question,
Yes.
again, who do you address it?
Yes.
Because when you go to a shopping place,
Mm-hmm.
you can ask which product decision
Yes.
can help me, let's say, reducing transportation
Yes.
emissions. So try
Mm-hmm.
to buy local products.
Correct.
How do I choose, holiday destinations?
Yes.
So these are everyday decisions. But when you work as a representative of a company,
Mm-hmm.
then the whole thing changes,
Yes.
because it's maybe not about purchasing decisions, but
Mm-hmm.
who am I going to contract? Who am I going to, cooperate?
Yes.
So what shares I'm going to issue, what loans
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take. So at the workplace, you have again plenty of decisions, and
Yes.
some are better for the climate, some are not that much.
Wow. Enlightening words. Excellent. So let's talk a bit about an interesting subject. Let's talk about decarbonization. So why is decarbonization important to organization? And there are many challenges. So what are the challenges you see in reducing carbon emissions? And what would you say to organizations considering this?
Before getting to decarbonization, what
Sure.
what does this word means?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Very good.
Using energy or using products which leads to less CO2 emission, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you are choosing between, let's say, an amount of X or
Yes.
X minus 10%. Then you
Okay.
can say you decarbonized by 10%. But if we go one step ahead of this,
Mm-hmm.
is this really about reduction, or can
Yes.
I completely avoid a certain emission?
Yes.
And to give you a very good example,
Good.
now I'm right now in Hungary. This is my
Mm-hmm.
home country.
Okay.
And in Hungary, we had a very general utility subsidy
Okay.
all over the country for all households.
Mm-hmm.
And this subsidy is going to be revised. So
Wow.
after announcing this change, let's say, which is around for 6 or 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
uh, already the next couple of days,
Yes.
the power companies
Mm.
realized that like 10% of reduction happened even before the actual subsidy regime was changed. Only people realized that, wow, we have to look, why does this deep refrigerator running when
Mm-hmm.
it's empty? We have to turn off some of the lights,
Yeah.
which we don't use in the rooms
Mm.
anyway. So just in a couple of days, just announcing that, hey, people, the
Yeah.
next month prices will change, already 10% reduction.
Yeah.
So to me, this is even more important
Yes.
energy efficiency and let's say conscious decisions
Yes.
than decarbonization. But then, of course,
Yes.
still you have to heat water, you have to
Mm.
heat your homes or
Yeah.
even do cooling. So there are certain decisions that you cannot avoid. And
Correct.
here the question, if you can choose a provider with
Mm-hmm.
less carbon emissions, and
Mm-hmm.
yes, this will cause perhaps price increase.
Yes.
But these are the decisions actually we do every day. Some
Yes.
people prefer one operational system on his or her computer, some
Mm-hmm.
others prefer another one.
Yes.
Some phones are cheaper because
Yes.
the brand is not well known, some others are more expensive. So
Yeah.
we do decisions every day, and more people do decisions based on the carbon content of
Yes.
the product, which is, I think, a very good way forward.
Wow. Interesting insights. Great. So let's talk another interesting part about renewable energy. Going forward, do you think that ships and aeroplanes would use renewable energy? And which renewable energy source is the best? And will renewable energy replace fossil fuels? And another interesting part is like when this renewable energy, when they're using, what will happen if the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing?
Oh, yes, these are a couple of interrelated questions,
Yes.
and I would say there are thousands of research done.
Mm,
Actually, lots of countries have
yes.
done their own decarbonization plans. And
Mm-hmm.
even I would recommend, if these questions, you would see how professionals addressing many
Mm-hmm.
cities
Yes.
have, both in the US, in Europe, and other parts of the world,
Uh-huh.
they have their decarbonization plans.
Yes.
Uh, and also, luckily, more and more companies
Yes.
like cement companies, car manufacturing,
Mm-hmm.
even breweries
Wow.
are setting
Breweries.
their renewable energy strategy, their decarbonization strategy. And what is the answer? I would say simply mix. Some
Mm.
places are better for solar, some
Mm-hmm.
places better for wind.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and like some countries have shore and have offshore wind, some others better for onshore wind.
Yes.
But I would say what is happening these days,
Yes.
because these questions has been asked 10, 15 years ago, or even
Yeah.
longer.
Wow. Okay. 10,
And
15 years.
what
Yeah.
we learn these days is basically not the question where to establish new solar plants or wind
Mm-hmm.
farms,
Mm-hmm.
but can we harness the already existing infrastructure, for
Mm-hmm.
example, power lines
Okay.
and access roads to the wind farms?
Okay.
Can we add solar to the same site?
Yes.
Maybe that's not that sunny area, but
Yes.
the infrastructure is there, or the other way around. Can
Yes.
we put on massive solar fields? Can we put some more wind farms? Maybe this is not the most windy part of the country
Yes.
or the given area, but
Yes.
because you have the access to the grid, you have land already occupied by solar panels.
Mm-hmm.
Adding some more wind farm would make a much more balanced system,
Mm-hmm.
and more it's called hybrid renewable projects,
Okay.
where wind, solar, and battery, these three are basically answering your question, what
Wow.
happens if the sun is not shining and the wind is not blowing? Because either of these or the battery
Yeah.
can provide a stable system and no need to occupy more land than previously, but gives reliability. So I'm really in favor of these solutions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So next thing is like I want to ask you like why is leadership important in an organization?
Yeah, obviously, you want to attract new talents.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep your existing talents,
Mm-hmm.
and even if the organization is not dedicated, it's, let's say, if it is not a renewable energy company or not a company supporting sustainable projects,
Mm-hmm. Very
still
important.
still, uh, let's say a bank or an accounting firm or
Yes.
mainly an office-based
Mm-hmm.
uh, operation can also show how they care
Yes.
environment and how they uh, try to implement practices that
Mm-hmm.
can support decarbonization or
Yes.
general sustainability.
Yes.
And let's say my message in this sense that no matter
Yeah.
what is your position in a company and what is the profile of the given company, we
Mm-hmm.
see plenty of examples that
Yes.
at your work you can really make difference by your decisions, by your behavior, even as I
Correct.
say, a brewery, or many people don't think, but banks can
Yes.
have a huge impact. Car
Yes.
manufacturing can have a huge impact.
Mm-hmm.
Schools, academia, so plenty of sectors which are not an obvious renewable company or a
Yes.
decarbonization solution, but in fact they are.
Yes.
You just need to find it.
Absolutely. Spot on. So we all need leadership. Great one. And the final one I wanted to ask you was Ferenc, like what is the message that you can give the people that look seek motivation and who want to chase their dreams from it'll be great for someone who is well experienced like you to give a message like that so all who are watching will be enlightened.
Maybe now for a minute the stream was. Now can you hear me, Michael?
Yes, yes, right.
Yeah, okay, cool, cool. So the message, I think we live in a very fortunate times that
Yes.
from that far distance we have the
Mm-hmm.
chance to get know each other,
Yes.
because in fact we never met in person, but to get know
Correct.
each other, understand our motivations, our background, and
Mm,
then it is something might would have not happened 20 or 30 years ago. And the
correct.
same comes with knowledge, with expertise
Mm-hmm.
that are flowing around, and many people are willing to support
Yes.
uh, students,
Correct.
willing to support like researchers. I
Yes.
myself receive plenty of messages
Wow.
if I can support a student in
Wow.
doing his or her research,
Wow.
There is a paper if I can give comments, and
Mhm.
of course up to a certain limit, but I'm trying to do it. And don't forget on
Yes.
LinkedIn, for example, there
Yes.
are 700 million people.
Hmm.
If 1% of them are active,
Yes.
then we are talking about 7 million experts.
Yeah.
You can reach out, read their articles, read their
Mhm.
comments, learning about a subject
Yes.
which maybe the library has not much
Yes.
in your hometown, but
Hmm.
there are digital forums. So what I advised or I suggest to everybody that go out, reach out people, and make connections, ask questions, and never stop learning.
Super wise words. So, for all those watching our podcast, please connect with Ferenc Kis on LinkedIn. You can connect with me also on LinkedIn, and he has some great posts about sustainability and renewable energy. So it's worth reading. And Ferenc, thank you very much for taking your time from a busy calendar to do this podcast with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Michael. It was my honor.
Thank you.